God, this is really stupid. This is really stupid of me. There's no way to sugarcoat it. All right, Will, back again with a comedy of mistakes. Today we're roasting my footage. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a super dynamic race and a lot of lessons to bring up from this one. Starting from the gun, we've got an attack here.
Yeah, and this is back in 2018. Did I know how to deal with a solo rider off the front? Probably not. We're going to fast forward and find out. But a couple of things first. Be as harsh as you possibly can, Will, on me, because I deserve it. I race like a total knucklehead. There are some funny moments I want you guys to pay, especially the middle of this race. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Also, I'm not on Mike's bikes. I am on Tehrun Elite. This is what the jerseys look like. Our major competition is the Team Mike's Bikes development team, as well as the Sun Power team in the light blue. We're going to get into that and a lot more. Let's fast forward a little bit. All right, we're just a few laps into this race. Solo rider still off the front, and I just kind of need to chill. Like, I had no chill in this race, Will. Like, I don't know what I'm doing on the front. There's these riders on the right going, and okay, this is cool. Like, I need to follow this, but I need to decide. Like, what am I doing here? Well, what's going on?
That was a lot of watts, but you decided not to close it down in a full move, and now you're just in no man's land, waiting for it to come back on its own.
This is called the pain dangle. See, I'm like, okay, I'm going to chase it back. Oh, I'm not going to chase it back. Okay, I'm going to chase it back. And I either need to commit to following this little chase group or not and fall back. But this in no man's land, I mean, look at my heart rate, guys. We're 2 laps in? There's a solo rider. It's not that threatening. And I have 4 or 5 teammates in this race, and I just need to chill. And the solo rider does get brought back. His teammate smartly counters here. And I decide to follow this too. I am just pouring more gasoline on the fire. And looking back at this, yeah, it's a good idea to follow this, but at what expense? I'm almost racing this as if this is a major threat. That if I don't bring it back, it's going to be gone forever. And I'm also racing like I don't have any teammates. Your thoughts, Will?
You're really going to have to bank on your teammates responding to anything else that happens after this. You've wasted a lot of energy, and we're just started the race. So hopefully your teammates can pick up the slack that is undoubtedly going to be left behind.
Right. And while we're throwing shade, I'll spread some shade over to other racers too. What is the Mike's Bikes Devo guy doing? I popped out in the wind there for a second. I was like, nah, and I got back into his draft because what's he doing?
He's pulling
his
hard. His
teammates brought back, so at least he's not chasing his teammate. But you're right, he's going hard, and don't exactly know why. Maybe let's fast forward a little bit and find out if there's a reason he's doing this. There wasn't a reason that he was on the front. In fact, this teed up my teammate beautifully. This is Matt going off the front with the gap. The Mike's Bikes Devo guy does have a rider that's also jumping across. The third major team in this race is also jumping across. That's Alto Velo. So this is looking pretty good. Now I have really no reason to chase, and neither does the Mike's Bikes Devo rider in front of me. And it's looking like we're coming together with a breakaway. This is looking pretty good now. Now, what do you think, Will? As if you're in my position in this case, looking good with the teammate up there, yeah?
It's perfect, especially with this other Mike's Bikes guy blocking for you. You can just sit up and let that gap grow.
Yeah, and that guy up the road, you guys will know, especially fans of the channel for a long time. That's Matt. That's my buddy Matt. We were teammates for years. Him and I, at this moment in 2018, both on Team Tehrun Elite, were both the sprinters on the team, kind of just depended on how the race went. But he's a very capable finisher, and I was happy with this situation. Or was I? Let's find out how many mistakes I make. Starting with this? I was going to fast forward, but things are happening here, Will. This wasn't a mistake. I'm following. This is Tyler, the vegan cyclist, back in 2018. Look at this. I'm fine following this. I was in a good position to do it. I got right into the draft. That looked a lot better than the last effort I had where I was just kind of in no man's land. But I kind of just need to chill and shuffle back because if a lot of you listening to this may know, and Will, maybe you could back me up, it's not easy doing marking duty for your teammate when he's off the front.
It's a lot of energy, and you've got to be smart about when you're not pulling through and what to follow.
Yeah, so this one I followed, but I have not gotten out of the top 5 of this race, and we have a lot of racing left to go. Let's see if what am I? See, this is another mistake. I can't fast forward. Things are happening again. Why did I even pull around him? I don't understand why I came around Tyler. And this is the reason why I shouldn't have done that. Because it sets up the counterattack. Now I had a teammate in there. I'm not exactly sure why. We should have just let that one rider go. We have this great situation that has resulted in some early race shenanigans where our sprinter is up the road. So like we just seem like we're not content with it, even though we really should be. And it's not a really bro move. Like I don't know why I seem to be like so excited about getting across to it, but I have my teammate up there already. We're all getting ourselves tired. It defeats the purpose of having a teammate up the road to begin with. It's just we're racing weird. Is that maybe it's just me? Will, what do you think?
Yeah, the dynamics are a little uncertain right now. Not really sure why people are hitting the front when they are, but it'll settle down once people get tired, I think.
Yeah, I hope so. Let's find out. All right, but first I want to quickly remind you guys about HVMN, who is sponsoring this video, and they sell Ketone IQ. What are ketones? Ketones are a natural source of fuel for your body. When you're out there riding your bike, you're smashing, you're going hard, you might burn through all of your stored carbohydrates, which triggers your body to convert fat into ketones for fuel. So ketones as a supplement kind of shortcuts that process because you really want to save your carbs for the most demanding efforts. And unlike fats, ketones can also cross the blood-brain barrier, allowing them to fuel both your body and your brain. So not only are you getting that metabolic boost, you're also remaining sharper, which, as you guys know, watching these videos is really important for success in bike racing. I've been using these for over a year now. Everybody who comes into my garage here, it's almost like a tradition. They have to take a shot of ketones. So if you guys want to give it a shot, pardon the pun, 20% off, link down in the description. Also, you can use code NORCAL. So thanks again, HVMN, for sponsoring this video. Now back to the race. All right, we're chilling. We're chilling. All these guys in front of me, including my teammate on the front, have teammates up the road. We're blocking hard. And then inexplicably, my other teammate is like, not on my watch, and just starts chasing teammates. Guys, that's rule number 1 over here at NorCal Cycling. If you're new, don't chase teammates. And it's like, what is going on? I don't understand. Help me understand. Why are we chasing teammates?
Jeff, I cannot tell you. I can tell you that you are wasting a lot of energy.
Marking
we don't really
stuff.
know why.
Yeah, marking stuff. He gets brought back immediately. And then what am I doing? 1,300 watts. I'm sorry, Matt. I know this was 5 years ago, but I'm sorry for... God, this is really stupid. This is really stupid of me. There's no way to sugarcoat it. I did not have this sport figured out in 2018 by doing stuff like this. Is a massive blunder. And here's the reason why. Even if I do make it across to my teammate, which it looks like I'm not going, I'm already looking back. My heart rate's 180 beats per minute. Even if I do make it across solo, I am not really helping my teammate because now I'm motivating the people behind even more to chase. Right now they're motivated to chase, but if I get across, they're even more motivated. So I'm getting tired in the process. My teammate up the road's tired in the breakaway, trying to stay away from me. Like, none of this makes sense.
And you've brought the gap back down to a manageable bridging distance.
And that's exactly right. And look what happens. In addition to all those things I said, to your point, Will, what happens? The counterattack goes. Like, this is just bad all around. Bad teammate move, and now I don't even have the steam here to do anything about it. I just have to watch the competition bridge up to my teammate. So there was a group of 4. My other teammate's still chasing. He doesn't make it, by the way. We were racing like we had 2 left feet. We're racing like we're not even teammates, right?
Not a lot of cohesion going on here. Just people kind of going for the break on their own. And
you can see that. Yeah, I saw the Mike Spikes Devo rider in my rear camera. We'll replay that. He was shaking his head. He's probably thinking, "What are these guys doing on Tameron Elite?" Like, he was doing exactly what I should have been doing, which is, dude, I have my teammate up there. I'm chilling, and like if it gets brought back, awesome. I'm next. None of this makes sense. Don't race like Jeff in 2018. But the mistakes aren't over yet. You see me actually. Oh my God, I'm gonna do another 1,000 watts. For what reason? I just have to sit back and chill and like let the race unfold. I have a teammate up the road.
Jeff, you've got a teammate attacking on the right here. What are you guys doing? This is a full gas. That's a lot of power. Trying to chase down your own guys. What is going on?
Would I do another 1,300? Would you tell me a minute ago? You're like, Jeff, the amount of times you did over 1,000 watts in the first 10 minutes of this race. Unnecessarily. The most important part of that is if you're doing that full stop, it's a bad idea. 99 times out of 100. But when I have a teammate up the road, like, it's just nothing makes sense. So yeah, I have a teammate chasing a teammate, and I'm chasing that teammate, and we're doing everything that we shouldn't be doing. And that's why the title of this video is I'm roasting my own footage. It gets worse. Hang in there. Let's fast forward a little bit. Okay, don't forget, guys, I still have my teammate Matt up the front. What is going on? Like, what am I doing here? I know we're kind of beating a dead horse now, but it's just worth repeating, like, showing like another blunder. Like, I just don't understand. I can't justify, right? Like, what am I doing?
I see the motivation. Like, you've got a whittled down group, and then I don't know if you're entirely attacking here or just kind of rolled off the front, but at a certain point you have to decide whether you're going to commit to this and try and pull back a 2-minute gap on your own sprinter, or just let that sprinter lap. And it seems like you can't decide. You keep doing 300 watts and then looking back and going back down and then doing it again. So yeah, make a decision.
Exactly. No, you're exactly right. If I could get in a time machine, go back and tell Jeff from 2018, like, what are you doing right now? You know, I've said this before. With bike racing strategy, you always have to think. You should be able to freeze any moment in a race and ask yourself, like, what are you doing and why are you doing it? And there is no answer right now. Like, yeah, to your point, you can see I'm keep looking back in the shadow. But it's like either do 100 watts or do 450 watts. And by the way, the 450 is not going to be enough. Like, that's a stupid move. There's only one answer in this position, and that is, like, go back to the group. And the only thing I should be thinking at this moment in the race is how can I support Matt's chances to win? Because they're more than halfway from lapping us. They're closer to the back of us than they are to the front of us. So at this point, I'm not thinking about I shouldn't be thinking about getting across anymore. I shouldn't be. I should be thinking about what can I do to help my teammate Matt in the breakaway succeed? And the answer to that is save energy and hope they lap, because if they lap, then I'm going to tee him up for a lead out. And a successful lead out, I need to save as many bullets as possible, because look, now I've committed this energy of, like, not really going easy, not really going hard, but just wasting energy by myself. And this group has now caught back on to us. But like what was that for? I still don't understand. So
you could see your shadow there doing a little rotating marker, but I think even your teammates confused by what's going on right now.
Right. Yeah. The let's rotate thing I sort of get, because there's 3 of us in this group, but the Mike's Bikes development rider there at the back, he just came out of rotation. He's like, well, there's 3 of you on Tehran, there's 1 of me. And yeah, we all have a teammate up there, but I'm not bringing 3 more Tehran guys for 1 more of me. Those numbers don't make sense. So you can see he's skipping poles, and like it's just a total mess. And now there's all 3 of us on the front, literally all 3 of us chasing our teammate. It's so cringe looking back at this, but that's how we get better. We look at these videos and we identify areas where we make mistakes and we don't make them the next race. But yeah, it's total cringe 5 years later. It gets worse. It gets worse right now. I'm doing 450 watts, but it gets even worse in a little bit. So hang in there. All right, the pinnacle of stupidity. We've reached it about halfway into this race. In the rear camera, you can see Justin looking back. So there's the moto. We're about to get lapped. That's how close my teammate is. So I just need to be chilling. Just chilling and saving energy, because what did I say before? My only role in this race now is to support Matt. What's the best possible way I can get Matt a result in this race? Matt's my teammate. He's a sprinter also. He is about to make the lap in a small group. Instead, I am just going to launch another haymaker off the front. Why? Why, Will?
Making it harder. Only making it harder on Matt back there. I think the best situation would be you go to the back and bring Matt up to the front. But this is the opposite of what you want to be doing now. It's just going to make it harder on all your guys.
And then my teammate's like, hold my beer. You thought you're good at wasting energy? Let's waste energy together. So none of this makes sense. We're literally still chasing our teammate. It's doubly bad because now we're actively getting away from him. He's trying to lap us, trying to get that support. I know you've probably been in this position, Will. I certainly have, where you're in a breakaway and you're like, oh, fantastic, I'm about to lap. I'm going to have like 3 or 4 teammates at my disposal, and you see them at the front drilling it. Dude, I would be ripshit at this point. I would be so mad.
Yeah, it is frustrating.
Yeah, this is really the pinnacle of stupidity. It's not my finest moment, but let's fast forward to see if there's any redeeming qualities in this race. All right, and now we're inside of 10 kilometers to go, and I'm going to just have my first little bit of racing sense here. It took me this long, Will, but I'm finally gonna figure it out, I think, because we're not quite caught from behind. My teammate hasn't quite made the lap, and I'm finally gonna just let it go. Just be okay with it. Let these two riders off the front because it's inconsequential. We're about to get lapped. They can ride off the front. It doesn't really matter at this point. And I don't know if the GoPro is gonna pick it up, but here, I'll crank the audio.
Just leave it, Andrew.
Yeah, you can hear me yelling at Andrew. Just leave it. Because here's what we need to do. Again, I know I've said this like 3 times, but everything we're doing at this point is in service of our teammate Matt, who is just about to lap. We could waste energy off the front, but how is that? What is Andrew doing off the front right now that's helping Matt? Nothing. So we just need to group up, catch a couple of deep breaths, and chill, right?
Yep. Wait up for your sprinter. Give him the best shelter you can. Get him to that line first, because winning is what people remember.
Right. Up there, you can maybe get 8th place if you win out of that front group, but it doesn't do anything good. And you mentioned this a second ago, Will. Tell us why it's even better if a few riders roll off the front.
Yeah, those guys are going for those lower places, and they're not going to be able to help their teammates. You can go back to your teammate, and it's a smaller group, so you've got bigger advantage.
Right. If we could have 4 of us organized on Tehrun Elite out of a group of 6, we're going to have a pretty good shot at winning that field sprint compared to a group of 10 or something. So, it's
odds.
just frustrating watching. Yeah. But here comes the lapped. Here comes the lead group, and that is the other Tehrun rider. There are actually 2 of us in that lead group. He immediately attacks. What are your thoughts on this? Because I can kind of come at this from 2 different directions.
It could make sense if he can lap the field solo, but he's got guys on his wheel, so I think if he could have gotten away solo, it would have made sense, make other people's work. But for now, you're in this group, work for your sprinter.
Yeah, I think our best shot was with Matt, and I totally agree. If he could have gotten away solo, then that makes sense because we're he's in the lead group. Because at this point we're lapped. I think there's 7 riders in the lead group that lapped, and they're the only ones contesting first. The top 7 positions are already accounted for. It's just a matter of getting our guy on the top step. So if you can go solo, awesome. If not, we need to work for our sprinter, Matt, who he's in my draft now. He got exactly where he needed to be. He's looking at us thinking probably 2 things, A, how much energy have you guys wasted up until this point? And then B, do everything you possibly can to get me into the right position. And what we need to do now is stay together as a cohesive unit. Keep it fast, but not so fast that we can't lead it out for a sprint. Keep it smooth for Matt. He's done a lot of work. He's lapped us, right? He's gone a lot harder, and we need to keep him in good position, keep him fresh, and just discourage attacks. And if attacks go, chill. It's okay. We don't have to do 1,000 watts to bring a solo rider back. Just use our numbers collectively. There's 5 of us. We just need to rotate, bring him back.
You got plenty of time to pull stuff back. There's still 7K to go. Just pull on the front, keep that pace high, and keep things from going and making your sprinter work for him. So you're doing a great job of staying together here and just working as a team unit. Finally,
I know. Yeah, there's a couple of redeeming things that we did here.
Yeah.
But up until this point, man, it's I don't know how much I have left because I don't know. Just looking at the footage now, it's how many wasted bullets. All of those attacks that we have shown you guys up until this point. This is probably becoming a long video, Will, but all of those wasted attacks were completely wasted. Like I said, it's completely wasted energy because the same thing happened. My teammate lapped. All of that effort was for nothing. So we just need to chill. I don't know why Matt there is in second position. He should be behind us. I don't know why I'm letting in the Sun Power rider. So the mistakes continue. And by the way, they continue now through 2023. That's what I love about this sport is we're always learning. I'm not claiming I do things perfect now, but it's just funny to look back at man, these are some pretty low level. And this is a P1-2 race. This might be a 2-3 race. Yeah. Although I think this is a P1-2 race. But in any case, this is a kind of a high level in this sport. And it's just funny to see these huge mistakes. We were talking earlier, Will, it's common. It's more common than you think to see really strong, high level, even pro racers make pretty serious blunders in this sport.
It takes a lot of communication to keep that teamwork cohesive, and it can fall apart really quick when people don't understand what's going on and they're not on the same page.
Right. Like Andrew on the left in the red bike, you're my teammate. Like he was off the front for a bit. He just needs to slot back in. We just need to stay 5 of us, all on the front, all rotating, keeping it chill, and doing our best to, like, my role is basically what you do now.
Yeah.
Well, you tell us. What's the role? What should I be doing here?
You've got to keep your guys together, and that means keeping these 2 dudes in front of you, for example, out of that train. So keep your train together, keep your sprinter protected. It's a hard job, and sometimes it takes a little bit of aggression, but it's very useful in keeping your sprinter sheltered and keeping him good to go for the line. He wouldn't have had to attack that much or defend his wheel as much, and it is key in getting that sprinter across the line first, because other teams are going to do that.
Yep, this is a little bit threatening because this is Chaz, and he was part of that group, and this is a smart move by him because he's not a sprinter, and he's thinking, my best shot is to go solo. I did spike it up to like 900 watts. That was probably on the higher end that I should have done because you could see it's causing these gaps behind. That is not what you want. Slow is smooth, and smooth is fast. I want to keep it chill for my teammate Matt, and again, there's 5 kilometers left. Like, it probably would have been better if we just let Chaz sit up there with 4 seconds gap, and just burn himself out up there. So I didn't need to chase that back so quickly. We could have just done a lot better job to keep the pressure off Matt. And I want to come back to something you said. You mentioned my position being a little bit aggressive, and aggressive meaning occupying space, not physical, right? There's a big difference between the two. But just occupying space and giving your teammate the best possible lines and the smoothest possible ride up until 200 meters to go possible.
Just have a good presence for your teammates.
Exactly. And if you guys have been following the Intelligentsia Cup, you can see Will doing exactly that in a lot of the races. And we still have, 5 more to talk about on the channel. So you'll see him doing that some more in the upcoming races on this channel. But this is another one. I did a better job there just to kind of slowly bring that back. It's a bit counterintuitive because now my roles changed. Early on in the race, when I was bridging across to that small group and I was kind of just dangling for a while, that was just destroying me for no reason. But now I'm thinking again, what am I doing for my teammate Matt? And I could just slowly get across that gap because my teammate is going to maximize his time spent in the draft, maximize the energy saved. Yeah. And that's what we're thinking now, because now we're 4 kilometers to go. I think this is 3 laps to go. So we're getting right up to the end of it here. We need to get organized. With only that many laps left, and there's, I think, 4 or 5 of us in this race, I think it's time we take the front and slowly start ramping up the pace. That's what we would do nowadays on Team Mike's Bikes. I think that's how you guys race on Project Echelon, and now your future team, I suppose.
Right. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Keep the pace steady for your sprinter. Weld stuff back if you need to with those slow pulls to get things back, and just keep that pace as steady as possible. Keep the sprints out of the legs until the last one.
This is the pace right here. Giuseppe on the front doing exactly what we should have been doing for the last couple of laps, which is he's not doing an easy effort. He's not doing a hard effort. It's just fast enough where we're not destroying ourselves, because we still need to lead it out. Don't forget, we still need to make it fast for the final corner, get our boy Matt up to speed, but we also want to make it fast enough that we're discouraging counterattacks and stuff like that. So this is basically perfect, and I can see there's communication going on. It's like we actually know what we're doing. You see the rear cam, we're talking to each other. Like, this is what it should have been looking like for a while. Now I should be rotating around Giuseppe here because you want to distribute that load as best as possible. Yep. I should be coming around him. He's checking back now, and I really I'm doing 100 watts. I should be coming around him. But the thing is, here's the secret to a good lead out. People always think it's so fast. It's really only fast for the last half a lap. The speed that you want is the minimum speed. Yeah, Giuseppe's asking for help. And I really should be giving it to him. This is another mistake. Mistake counter. Just add another tally for Jeff. The speed that you want is just fast enough so people don't come around you, but no faster, right? That's the ideal speed for a lead out. You want to get away with going as slow as possible because you're trying to save energy for the last couple of laps. And now you see we're getting crowded a little bit because I didn't come around Giuseppe. That was totally on me. This is just more roasting my old footage, right? This is just more me making mistakes. If I would have come around Giuseppe and kept it at a reasonable speed instead of just kind of leaving him out to dry, I would have prevented this from happening. Now we're back to the shuffle, the washing machine, and we have the numbers to prevent this. This is a mistake, Will.
Yeah, you're going to have to move back up, and that could cost a lot of energy. It could be a good gamble if other teams are taking up that pace setting. But for now, I would say get to the front and keep that pace steady and in control of your team.
it's not a gamble we need to be taking. I agree. Like, it could work
Right.
out for us, but why leave things to chance? Like, why depend on other riders to do things that benefit us? First of all, if you're ever in a position hoping somebody does something, they're not going to. The better you get at racing, the more you realize people are not going to do the thing that you want them to do if they're not on the same
Right.
team as you. And we have the numbers just to prevent that. I'm just, like, still behind Giuseppe. Like, I'm making him do all the heavy lifting here. And you know why?
And he's giving you feedback on that too.
He is. He's like, dude, come through. And you know why? Because I was an idiot for 90% of this race, and I'm an idiot now, maybe 95% of this race, and I don't have the energy to just come around him. Like, we're not doing a hard effort here, but I just don't have the matches left because I was doing unnecessary efforts up until this point. We're just outside of a lap to go. Guys, this race is going to be over in less than 2 minutes. If you're still watching this video, if you've made it this far, this is a long one, Will, but there was so much going on. I kind of am curious. This was 5 years ago. I don't remember what happened. This was more than 5 years ago. But we have Tyler, the vegan cyclist, drilling it on the front. Kind of that gamble you talked about earlier, Will, is paying off because we have other people doing work for us. We are slightly organized. Things are kind of working out for us. But, man, that pesky Justin on my right, who in 2018 was absolutely just destroying everything, he is still being a pest. He's being you, basically, in the closing laps. He's doing a good job being annoying for our lead-out train. But he's not
really disrupting the flow there. And that's like a good tactic if you're trying to mess with another team. But it can really mess with that team's dynamics. And look, you're getting swarmed now, so it's a weird thing to let happen, and you've got to defend that wheel of your teammate.
Right, I kind of lose it right here, but the truth is, looking back, I don't know if I was thinking this. I am not giving myself credit for thinking this, but to be honest, shuffling back here a couple of positions now in hindsight is looking actually like probably a better idea because it's plenty fast. We're 600 meters to go. I know that my teammate's on my wheel, and now I'm going to creep up the left side here, and I'm not doing big numbers yet. Matt's the type of rider I could go as hard as I possibly want. I'm not going to drop Matt, my sprinter behind me, but I'm still keeping it pretty chill. And now Giuseppe's done his effort. Now it's time for me to get on it. I do want to win this final corner. I should win this final corner. I don't know why I say I do. It's just so long ago. Okay, good. I am going to try to get to this final corner first. I'm going to take it wide just to make sure that Matt has enough space. And I start to step on it, and you can hear my rear wheel. We'll talk about that more in a second. But let's just break down the final few hundred meters here. Matt takes it from a pretty long distance out, and he just gets nipped right at the line for second place. Unfortunately, we do not take down the W. We didn't really earn it, to be honest. We raced like idiots. But, my rear hub, exploded. And this, that's a topic for another video. But those are, $350 Chinese wheels. The industry's come a long way. The brands are doing a lot better job now. But I had kind of a terrifying moment there. I don't know if the audio picked it up. But, man, I was crappy at racing in 2018. I had some redeeming efforts there at the end. I think the lead out was pretty good. I think we got organized there in the 11th hour. But what do you think, Will? Rate me. Give me a grade.
I would say learning from it is a sign that you get an A. But as long as you learn from this effort, that's what it takes.
But if you were to give me a letter grade on just this one alone right here.
A letter grade on this stuff, I would give you maybe a C minus.
C is good degrees, baby. Let's go. Hey, that was a lot of fun, man. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. That was a long one, but I love chatting through, especially these older races. And Will, thanks for keeping me honest here and not holding back. I appreciate you coming on.
Of course. Thanks, Jeff.
Talk to you guys later.
See ya.